Hello everyone. We have seen the theory of the turbidity experiment, and we have seen that in the theory classes that very important characteristic turbidity and turbidity's meaning is nothing but what I have discussed, and what are the different types of turbidity meters are there. And you all of you are aware that turbidity meters are nothing but those instruments who measure or which measures the turbidity. Talking from the ancient time, different instruments are available in order to measure the turbidity. Most oldest is nothing but you have heard that is nothing but turbidity rod. Then Bayes turbidity meter, Jackson turbidity meter is there. In the theory classes you have studied or you have learned, and different types of the turbidity meters are available in the market. But there is certain drawback that is present in the turbidity meter. That is nothing but their work is restricted towards the certain range, means 50 mg per liter if the range of the turbidity meter is there. If turbidity is less than 50 mg per liter, then that instrument is not able to detect the corresponding turbidity, and this drawback is overcome by the instrument which is which is mostly used nowadays in the laboratory, also in the what we can say water treatment plant, also wherever there is a measurement of checking the characteristic of water, particularly with respect to the turbidity, then this instrument is used, and the name of this instrument is known as the nephelometer. Then one question arises in your mind that why we have to use the nephelometer? Because we have to use the nephelometer as well as overall all the world. This nephelometer is in use in order to measure the turbidity, because we have seen the different instruments which are available in the market, but most accurate instrument nowadays in order to measure the turbidity, that is nothing but the nephelometer. Why nephelometer is most known as the most accurate? Because a 1 NTU, lesser than 1 NTU turbidity is there in your water sample, then your instrument is used. Then this nephelometer instrument is used to measure the turbidity of your corresponding water sample. Means now you have realized the depth of this corresponding nephelometer, and unit of this nephelometer is nothing but the NTU, that is nephelometric turbidity unit. Similarly, FTU unit you are knowing, formation turbidity unit. Then BTU, Bayes turbidity unit, JTU, Jackson's turbidity unit. Means these turbidity units are based on the type of scientist or type of manufacturer who has invented this corresponding turbidity meter. Now, commonly used turbidity meter nowadays in order to carry out the water quality analysis. When we come across the turbidity determination, most common equipment nowadays used because of its accuracy is nothing but the corresponding nephelometer. Now we will see the corresponding working, how to handle the corresponding instrument, and we will take one sample of our drinking water or our tap water, and we will see how to measure the turbidity of your corresponding solution or turbidity of a corresponding sample. Very important experiment. Let's see actual the working of this corresponding instrument. I will show you the working of this corresponding instrument. Here you are able to see that this instrument which is available in our laboratory, this instrument is known as the turbidity meter. First I will describe what are the different accessories required. Here you are able to see that these two solutions are there, and these two solutions are known as the hydrogen sulfate solution, which are used to calibrate the corresponding instrument. Because turbidity measurement is electrometric method, directly we are going to connect the switch, and we are going to start the switch, and we will going to get the reading of the turbidity. When electrometric method is there or electric instrument is there, we have to go for the calibration before using any instrument, and in order to calibrate corresponding this turbidity experiment, the solution we required, that is nothing but the hydrogen sulfate. And for calibration, similarly for calibration of the pH meter, we have seen that buffer solution is required, means the solution whose pH is known, means such solutions are required similarly in this corresponding experiment also. But in this experiment, not the buffer solution. In this experiment, hydrogen sulfate solution is required as a standard solution to calibrate the instrument, and that hydrogen sulfate is known as the standard solution of this experiment, which is used to calibrate the corresponding instrument. And hydrogen, with the help of using hydrogen sulfate, is nothing but that solution whose turbidity is already known. We have prepared this sample, and whose this sample turbidity of hydrogen sulfate solution is already known. Just we are going to insert in our instrument, and we will going to take the reading, and we will going to start calibration. And remember, after calibration we will start the actual sample analysis. Just I will start the switch, and then I will explain how the instrument works. Now in this case, you are able to observe that here certain knobs are there. Just a minute. Here you are able to see that different knobs are there. Here in this panel you are going to see the display of our turbidity, and all of you are able to see that Nafelo turbidity meter, and digital Nafelo turbidity meter is name of this instrument, and ranges or the value of turbidity that you are going to get by using this instrument, that is in the NTU, because nephelometer is nothing but name of the instrument, and turbidity units determined by this nephelometer are known as the nephelometer turbidity unit. Here we are able to see that this is nothing but the range switch. This is nothing but the range switch. In this range switch you are able to observe that 1, 10, 100, 1000 such range of NT is there. This range switch is useful for two purposes. This range switch is useful for two purposes. First purpose is nothing but for calibration it is required. If suppose we have prepared different strength NTU or different NTU solution, then if the range is within 1 to 10, then we are going to move this corresponding knob within the range. If our range is greater than 100 but less than 1000, then again we will going to adjust this range switch, and we will going to do the calibration and sample analysis of the instrument. This is the description of first knob. Then second knob is nothing but the calibration. This standard solution, first of all we will going to put, and we will do the calibration. Minus plus we will going to do with the help of this, and exact value of the solution of hydrogen sulfate. If it is 200 NTU, then we will going to do the calibration up to 200 NTU. If it is greater than less than 200 NTU, we will going to move this corresponding knob in the forward and backward direction or circular direction, and we will going to have adjustment, and we will going to set up the reading exactly equal to the strength of the solution, that is hydrogen sulfate. This is the description of the second knob. Then third knob is nothing but also calibration knob. Here coarse and fine. Here coarse and fine, two knobs are there. Very finer adjustment, very finer calibration we will do with the help of this fine knob, and coarse knob larger calibration if we want. If suppose 0.01 to NTU range if calibration we want, then we use fine. If 5 greater than 5 NTU is the difference, then increasing the value of the NTU or turbidity, we use this coarser knob to do the adjustment or do the calibration. And here set 0, we can set 0 for the distilled water. Okay, if distilled water we have taken, the turbidity of distilled water, as you all of you are knowing, distilled water is free from impurity, and turbidity of distilled water is 0. This is nothing but description about the panel and description about this different knob which I have shown to you. This is display panel, and this is nothing but the operating knobs which are necessary to run or operate this instrument. Now we will see, here you are able to see that this is known as the sampler holder. This is known as the sampler holder. In this we will going to keep this sampler tubes. One box is there with this corresponding instrument, and here we are able to see that these 4 sampler tubes are there which we will be using for our sample. Okay, this is nothing but the sampler tube. Here we will going to keep this, we will going to take the standard solution first as a part of calibration in the tube, and one precaution we have to take that because here one black mark is there, and on this corresponding sampler tube here one black mark is there here, and that black mark you have to match and just you have to put. And what is below that corresponding instrument, one light lamp is there, and that light lamp will going to glow the light when you are going to pass the corresponding sample at the bottom. Then after passing the sample to this corresponding cuvette, again you have to close the knob, okay, with the help of this sampler closer. Okay, this is nothing but the procedure, simple procedure of this experiment. First of all we will take the reading, and first of all before starting actual reading, first we will going to do the analysis. First we will going to do the corresponding calibration. For calibration, these two samples, hydrogen sulfide samples, are available with us. One is 200 NTU sample, another one is nothing but the 100 NTU sample. Now I am going to take the 200 NTU sample in the solution tube or this sampler tube, and I am going to calibrate your corresponding instrument, that is nothing but the corresponding turbidity. Okay, first I will put this 200 NTU solution. Okay, you have to mix well this solution and then you have to use. Now see here, I am putting this corresponding 200 NTU solution whose turbidity is known, means whose value is 200 NTU. Now I have filled this corresponding solution. Now next step is nothing but I am going to close it with the help of lid. Remember to wash with the help of tissue paper. Do not forget to wash with the help of tissue paper. Now I will put this solution in this sampler tube with matching the black scale, present on this sampler tube, with the sample holder. Then I am going to, here one black mark is there and here one black mark is there, that just you have to take the precaution. Now I am going to place the sample holder here. Now the reading displayed is nothing but 194 NTU, but our solution is of 200 NTU. Then we have to do the calibration with the help of this knob. Here now I have adjusted exactly equal to 200. Okay, other fine adjustment if it is required, then we should do. Coarse adjustment if it is required, we should do. Exactly at 200 we have to set. Now I have set up, and see here the range switch, I have kept it between 100 to 1000. I set this knob to 1000. Why? Because my solution strength is greater than 100 but less than 1000, hence I have kept this. Now I am going to remove the standard solution from this corresponding sample holder, and now I am going to take the corresponding tap water. I will take the tap water solution, which is required for the analysis, and we will carry out the analysis with the help of using the tap water as a sample. First we have done the calibration. Now we will able to know what is the strength. Now I am putting this corresponding holder or bottle in this sampler tube. Here again I have matched the mark on this corresponding sampler tube with the mark present on this corresponding instrument at the top. Now I am going to place the sample closer, and now I am going to place this sample closer, and now the range of this turbidity is slightly Now we will get, for more accuracy, greater than 1 bus but less than 10. Now the turbidity of tap water sample that I have got, that is nothing but 4.4 NTU. This is nothing but the value of the turbidity of this corresponding sample. I have taken our environmental engineering lab tap water sample and just I have placed this sample holder in this corresponding instrument and directly I have got the value as 4.4 NTU. It gets fluctuating, but actually same value it will going to show after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes. Okay, 4.4 is nothing but the value of turbidity of this corresponding sample. Okay, in this manner we are able to determine the turbidity of any sample which is coming for the water quality analysis. And remember, turbidity is very important characteristic, particularly talking about the water quality characteristics. Now we have checked the quality of our tap water of our environmental engineering lab, and now we will see how to compare it with the standard values or standard results, or what different agencies that we have seen which are deciding the drinking water quality standard, means this water is drinkable or not drinkable, or fit for drinking or not fit for drinking. Such we are going to decide by studying a separate session on the quality as well as characteristics of the corresponding this instrument turbidity, and we will going to see this reading is it matches with the standard reading recommended standards, it is satisfying the drinking water standards or not, that we are going to see. I hope that all of you have understood this corresponding experiment, and now I will end up the corresponding session of determination of turbidity of water sample. I hope that you have understood all the theory which I have explained in with the help of PPT, as well as I hope that all of you have understood this practical demonstration of the experiment determination of turbidity of the water. Thank you very much.